Adam uh, was my colleague and ally during the Buzia regime. Adam had been in politics earlier from the 50s when I was a student. I didn't meet him then, but of course his name had become household by the time I got into politics in 1969. And I believe already he'd been in detention and had been in public life long before I met him in 1969 when we were both founding members of the Progress Party under Professor Buzia, who was my mentor. But right from scratch when I met Adam, somehow we struck a friendship. And I remember 1969 when the Progress Party won power. Buzia, the Prime Minister, sent me and Adam together to go to Burkina Faso to send a message to, I think, the Prime Minister then. I've forgotten the name, Yamiogo or one of them. And we drove all the way from Accra to Ouagadougou. And that was my first visit to Ouagadougou. I went with Adam, the same car. I was Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs. Adam was Deputy Minister. But Buzia trusted him. Buzia had worked with him through the difficult days of opposition. And of course, Adam knew the terrain and I found him so fascinating. He knew practically everything along the way. And I learned so much from him. When we came back, the friendship really solidified, and I grew in politics. I traveled around the country from those days, 69, 70, and anytime I got a chance to go to Boko area, it was in Adam's house. I ate. He and his brother or cousin, Imoro Salifu, became close friends of mine. And I enjoyed their company. I got to know some of their family members. Of course, they also came to know my family. And but our stay in power was so short-lived. By January 1972, our government got overthrown. We'd been in government for only 2 years, 3 months when it was overthrown by the soldiers under Achampo. And we were taken into detention in Ashafort. And again, I found myself sleeping in the same cell with Adam. And we stayed there for 1 year, 3 months, if you can imagine. And so again, the bond became stronger between me. And Adam was so full of forthrightness. What he didn't like, he didn't mince words. He would tell you straight to the point. What he liked, you couldn't shift him on. But I learned that he had some very core values, like education. I believe he had been trained as a teacher, as a professional teacher, and he didn't compromise on the quality of education. He spoke English so well. Sometimes I imagined whether he sojourned in Britain or so, but apparently he hadn't been there at all. But he was very careful with his tenses and the use of that language. And that increased my admiration for him, that he must have been an excellent student. He thought well, he had a clear head, could see through issues quickly. And as I said, he would take a position on something very principled. And once he got there, you don't sway him easily. They're very tough, shortish, stoutish, and his physique reflected the strength of character in him. So that was it. And after the detention days, we were to remain in the wilderness politically for the next almost 3 decades. till I got a chance to lead the party and to lead it into victory 2000. He was well and alive, like his cousin Imoro, but then they didn't live much longer. And I felt with their passing that I had lost real family members and friends. And I still honor their memory. They're two very strong characters, two committed to good governance, to democracy, respect for human rights, freedom of beliefs, religion, all the good things that make for good governance. These people were committed to. And as I said, I treasure their memory and the friendship I enjoyed from them. Adam, especially, very strong man, with also a very strong sense of humor. He would imitate the people he didn't like in ways that would make, especially when we were in the prison cell, at a point there were as many as 50 of us sharing one cell not bigger than my whole year. So we had to live intimately with each other. And when our spirits were down, it would take Adam Amandi to come up with some joke or some lampooning of an enemy just to cheer us and make us laugh. And so that was Adam Amandi. And may he rest in peace.